taking channel out of the equation, because we know that customers interact across multiple channels.
Yep.
In your experience, what policies or processes should organisations ensure are in place to support customers better when they're displaying characteristics of vulnerability? It's not a trick question.
I was going to say, so compliant ones would be my would be my first response.
Yeah, so compliance is
So obviously compliant. I mean, let's be honest, the businesses, and we've seen a lot in the press recently about fines handed out, particularly around consumer duty and not the correct or fair treatment of customers, or things like the car finance issues, again heavily reported. So first of all, I would ensure they are compliant processes. But secondly, I guess things like the FCA, it's not regulation by the letter, it's guidance to ensure that you're ultimately looking to achieve the right outcome for the consumer. And I think the culture then, rather than the policy, is probably more important, or arguably more important, because if you've got the right culture around your customers and your staff and everybody else, then that will drive the right outcomes, rather than having to be too prescriptive around having a policy for every single eventuality, because simply put, you won't be able to have a policy for every single potential outcome. So culture trumps policy for me.
Yeah. And maybe the metrics as well, because if you think some contact centres that you go into, and some people that you work with, and we've experienced it in the past, you have conflicting KPIs sometimes. So again, does that need reviewing? Does that need reconsidering? Actually, are we in the position where we're just wanting to get this done, right first time, or is it something where we need more time? If we look at the Alzheimer's Society that we work with, very much with them, they have very different contact centre metrics. They are not interested in, well, let's get this call through as quick as we can. They're not interested in, we don't want this person to ring back, because these people will continue ringing back because they provide, they are their support line, their lifeline. The AHT, you might be having to say things a number of times to people, explain it in different ways. Again, they are very different when it comes to their how they're measuring their people, and the policies that they have in place. Not forgetting, of course, that yes, somebody ringing in who's living with dementia, that's one thing, but of course there's then everything else that's happening around them as well.
It's a great example, isn't it, of not sticking to, I guess, what people define as the traditional contact centre, and looking at the requirements of the people that call them, prioritising those ahead of your own personal objectives or your bottom line, effectively.
Yeah.